is Times Drive. I'm Joel Pereira, and this right here is the KTM Duke 390. Now, normally you don't see motorcycles in this part of the show, but this one is special. And here's why. It's a new, ultra-modern, fast motorcycle that you can own without having to sell your brother, sister, or pet into slavery. Surely there's a catch, you ask. Of course, if you are interested in motorcycles, and I know a lot of you are, you probably know everything I'm going to tell you about the 390 thanks to the magic of the internets. But numbers are one thing, riding the 390 is quite something else. The catch we were talking about earlier, with the 390, there really doesn't seem to be one. Now, we've been riding this bike these past couple of days and we've quite fallen in love with it. So it's going to be difficult to be very objective. And yet we will, because we're professionals. That's our job. That's what we do. Watch and weep, accountants. The first thing I realized while riding the 390 is that I need to curb my enthusiasm. Maybe because this bike looks and feels so much like its smaller cousin, we thought it would behave the same way. Frantic, excitable. I remember describing the older 200 as a barrel of coked up monkeys. But with the 390, you need to calm the bleep down. This bike will do everything that the 200 does, but faster and better. 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds? Sure, no problem. 0 to 100 in second gear without even breaking a sweat. Looking to cruise at 130 kilometers on the highway? Yep, you can do that in fifth gear. You've got an extra gear in your coin purse just in case you want to go extra zen. And all that because power. What you've got under me is a 374cc 4-stroke liquid-cooled engine, putting out 44 bhp on a frame chassis that's borrowed straight from the 200. What that means is that power flows from this engine like rice at a Chinese wedding. With an engine so punchy on a bike that weighs so little, top speed really depends on the rider. If you're a fatty like me, you'll get to about 150 or so. So if you're skinny, you'll probably hit even up to 165 kilometers per hour. This motorcycle will do everything you ask it to do without even breaking a sweat. There's sledgehammer like power in the mid-range, and for the heavy breathers among you, for those of you who must know, this bike redlines at 10,500 RPM. And since it's pretty cool, it's also got a big red shift indicator right in the center of the console, because constantly hitting the red limiter is not cool. Now, helping you along on your merry way is a 6-speed gearbox, which feels light and notchy and is diametrically opposed to the one you found in the 200, whereas that was frantic and begged, almost pleaded with you to shift. This one is geared so tall. Now, considering you've got all this power, you can happily cruise around in third gear, especially in traffic, which is genius because it allows you to accelerate and deaccelerate, to burst out and grab a lane without any problems. And then there's the way this bike handles. With a combination of a riot of an engine and gearbox, the 390 just begs you to be naughty with it. Now, if you're jumping onto this bike from any other in its class, you're going to have to wait for a few corners to get the hang of it, because everything happens so razor sharp and so quickly that it's going to take you some time to figure it out. But once you do, you will be rewarded. Also, considering that the Duke is such a lightweight, you don't really feel the bike as you steer because everything's happening so quickly. Commit to a corner and the KTM will take you there and do so very comfortably. And all this due to a tightly sprung suspension, upside down forks in the front and a single monoshock in the rear from the vaguely racist sounding brand WP or White Power. Now, since the suspension is so tight, you'd think that the ride quality would go for a toss, and you're right, it does. It is a little odd actually. Part of why we love this bike so much is the tight, stiff suspension, which, if you are on super smooth tarmac, is an absolute joy. Hit a bad patch of road and your ass, as the Americans say, will be grass.
because this is a street bike through and through, designed to navigate through city boulevards. Now, if you are riding a little long distance on a road that's not especially great, your back and rear end will suffer. But then the wide saddle allows you to move a little bit, allows you to shift your weight around. And the two standout features that we have to talk about on this motorcycle: one, it's got ABS. Attach the disc brakes on the bright orange wheels. The ABS will make you sleep better, and honestly, we think should come standard with all bikes of this size. Two, the Metzeler radial tires. Now these are superlative, offering spectacular amounts of grip. They come standard as well.
And then there's the way this bike looks. This is a motorcycle that was designed by someone with a pathological hatred for curves. Outside of the wheels, you're not going to find anything on this bike that's not a straight line. It's almost as if the Duke 390 was designed for radar absorption, and the vast space between the rear wheel and the rear mudguard just add to it. Now, so far from my positively glowing review of the KTM Duke 390, you'd think that this is the best motorcycle in the world. It's not. Once you step away from the Duke Halo, it does have some flaws, and here are some of them. Extremely tight suspension means very little shock absorption, which translates into a sore behind for those of you riding long distance. And though the powertrain is a rock star, you do feel a jerk from the fuel injectors when you open the throttle, which is unnoticeable in most situations except when you're riding slowly, like in traffic. Now, another thing you will notice while riding this bike, the turning radius is pretty dire, so you're going to have to plan that U-turn. But the pros do outnumber the cons with the Duke, and if you've got between 1.8 and 1.9 lakh rupees, depending on where you live, I strongly suggest you buy one. This is a wild child motorcycle, and the best part of the Duke is that you don't feel awkward around it, because as wild as it is, it's not intimidating. Riding this bike is a rush. That's what motorcycling is all about, isn't it?